Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central, and welcome to What's the Meta. It's a series that we do where we talk about the current landscape of Overwatch. When big changes come in, we then look at the scene and see how it not only affects the heroes that have been changed, but the heroes around them. And I do want to start off with this episode with some good news. And most of you that watch our videos frequently will know that we reference the website Omnic Meta quite a bit. It's a website that highlights and snapshots changes in the meta by using a lot of different information across the competitive scene. And it's a great way to convey information and make points in videos. Well, in today's What's the Meta, we're actually working with Omnic Meta on getting a much more accurate representation of the game and what's changed since the recent changes came in. They'll also be putting out their meta report fairly soon, so be sure to check that out in the description below at omnicmeta.com. And also do follow them on Twitter for future updates with stuff like that. That's the intro. We wanted to shout these guys out. They're great, but let's get straight into the video.
So the changes that have come in recently have been quite severe. Not only that, but we're seeing some heroes come out of the blue with being picked a lot more in the current meta. Let's get straight into it by talking about the tanks. We start with D.Va, who is overall the highest climber in pick rate across all heroes with an average increase of over 13%. In Master Tier alone, she's picked almost 20% more than before the Horizon patch. D.Va's journey alone has been an interesting one, being an overpowered must pick to being nerfed and insignificant to building up in mild popularity to being a crazy